I were a student today, irrespective of whether it's for math or for science or chemistry or biology, or it doesn't matter what field of science I'm going to go into or what profession I am, I'm going to ask myself, how can I use AI to do my job better? If I want to be a lawyer, how can I use AI to be a better lawyer? If I want to be a better doctor, how can I use AI to be a better doctor? If I want to be a chemist, how do I use AI to be a better chemist? If I want to be a biologist, how do I use AI to be a better biologist? That question should be persistent across everybody. And just as my generation grew up as the first generation that has to ask ourselves, how can we use computers to do our jobs better?
Yeah.
The generation before us had no computers. My generation was the first generation that had to ask the question, how do I use computers to do my job better? Remember, I came into the industry before Windows 95. Right? 1984, there were no computers in offices. And after that, shortly after that, computers started to emerge. And so we had to ask ourselves, how do we use computers to do our jobs better? The next generation doesn't have to ask that question, but it has to ask the obviously next question, how can I use AI to do my job better? That is start and finish, I think, for everybody.
It's a really exciting and scary and therefore worthwhile question, I think, for everyone.
I think it's going to be incredibly fun. AI is obviously a word that people are just learning now, but it's just, it's made your computer so much more accessible. It is easier to prompt ChatGPT to ask it anything you like than to go do the research yourself. And so we've lowered the barrier of understanding. We've lowered the barrier of knowledge. We've lowered the barrier of intelligence. And everybody really ought to just go try it. And yet with ChatGPT, if you don't know how to use it, all you have to do is type in, I don't know how to use ChatGPT. Tell me. And it would come back and give you some examples. And so that's the amazing thing. The amazing thing about intelligence is it'll help you along the way and make you superhuman, along the way.